If you've ever come across one of these, it's a competition bump stop for a hydrolastic Mini. They come in two parts and you're supposed to push this rubber piece through this small hole over this mushroom type thing so it sits on top of there. Well, unless you've got the strength of King Kong, it's very difficult to do, even with lubrication. You can put this in the vise, push very, very hard, and maybe if you are strong enough you might be able to do it. But I can't, so I devised a way of getting around the problem. I tried simply squeezing the parts together hard in a vise, but with the mushroom shaped thing being square onto the hole, it just simply would not go through. What it needed was that metal part to be at 45 degrees to the hole, then it would stand a chance of going through. So I came up with a plan, and this was it. Made from a 1/2 metre length of M12 threaded rod, cut in half, and a few nuts and a couple of washers, along with a couple of bits of scrap metal I had lying about that I drilled some holes in. It was easy enough to make something that I thought might do the job. With these kits, the front and rear metal parts are different, but the rubber parts are identical. For lubrication, I've used silicone grease. It doesn't affect paint and it won't hurt the rubber. Then, using the vise and a few tie wraps to hold everything in place, I started tightening the nuts. On the rear ones, I found a thin piece of wood was quite helpful to keep the angle correct. I soon discovered that if you don't tie down the rubber part, it's likely to do this. Fitting another tie wrap around the rubber part so that it couldn't go anywhere solved the problem. In the end, this setup worked really well for both the front and the back stops. With some careful tightening, one side at a time, eventually these rubber parts popped into place. That's all four assembled now and ready to fit to the car. Fitting is a straightforward swap with the original bump stops. It's a good idea to fit these to any hydrolastic Mini and not just competition cars. They help reduce the front to back toing and froing that these hydro Minis are famous for.